Okay. Y'all don't know how many tabs I have open right now. Of just like damage calculations, the enemy Pokemon stats. Too much of it. All right. Before we get started, make sure that I am recording my gameplay so that I can edit myself out for the video. And let's get started. Steven's gonna we're not fighting Steven. Don't worry about that. No Steven, thank God. That would, actually it wouldn't have been that bad because I could just get Earthquake and I have a Machamp. No, it's Wallace. And Wallace is a little bit more of a threat. So you might be wondering, hey, why are we in Slateport? There's one item I need to get. Let me make sure my right Pokemon's in the front. Yes. So, I need to do 6 rounds of the Trick House. Also, I need to resize the game here. Let me get on a screen that's fully lit. Here we go. You're missing a little bit of the right, too. Here we go. And I believe we're properly sized. Sorry about that. Also, let me know if the game is too quiet, too loud. Finally caught a stream? Welcome. I hope you have a good time. Oh yeah, Emerald's Champion is completely different from Ruby and Sapphire, so you're getting a completely different experience. Not necessarily easier or harder. I think for general gameplay, fighting a water type champion is easier than a steel type. But given that almost all of my team are steel types who have no meaningful resistance to water, oh gosh, it's gonna be a little rough. Now I have 20 shades here because I need someone to suck up all of the experience from all the battles we're gonna be doing here. And I think Volbeat will be more than enough to take on everything. This is gonna be a little bit, but it lets people funnel in before the Elite Four fight, I suppose. Wallace is worse. There's definitely, things can go worse. I think just the fact that like almost everyone on Steven's team is weak to ground and water, I guess. There's quite a few water weaknesses. It makes it different, you know? Volbeat the absolute go, by the way. Just cooking them up. But yeah, so the reason I actually have to go out of my way for this is because there's one kill that I don't get if I don't have this item, which is a little unfortunate. Literally doing all of this for one Pokemon. It will help with others. It'll make clearance a little bit better just in case anything goes wrong. But there's one Pokemon that I need to absolutely one-shot, otherwise I die. I don't die. I'll lose a Pokemon against it, for sure, if I'm not prepped. It's good for a battle to have a water weakness, considering how much water in this game. Yeah, it's sure fitting. But yeah, I mean, look at my team. This isn't the full team I'm bringing in. Obviously, Poochyena and Nincada aren't going in. But like, while we have an advantage with Magneton, but Magneton still takes a lot of damage from a water type move. Wow, rare candy, we're gaming. I have, like, Volbeat can come in, it has Thunderbolt, but it's not Surefire, right? All right, do that 5 more times. Oh, also one difference, someone said that they hadn't seen Emerald before. The one difference between Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald is the Trick House here has like little glints to show you where he's hiding. In Ruby and Sapphire, you had to just figure it out. Touch all of the furniture in the room. I don't believe any of the items that are sitting around here are useful to us. Yeah, it's like all mail. Don't need to worry about it. These are unlocked like after each gym battle, so these shouldn't be too hard, but I am pulling up a list of the Pokemon I'm about to fight, because I'm not trying to get surprised here. Not trying to die in the Trick House. Okay, this guy's got a Ralts, we're good. Incorrect. Good job, team. We've done it. We got a layout where I can see my chat easier. What are you planning to use mainly for Wallace? It's a team effort. It is a full honesty. It is a team effort. I believe every single member of my team comes in on Wally, except for one. One is a backup, but it's like a 50-50 whether it'll need to come in or not. I'll go over the full team I'm bringing once we get the item that we're looking for here. Speed her up, bud. One of the main characters just died. Is it Fourth Wing? I love Fourth Wing. I'm reading through it right now. And main characters die often. Oh God. How many signal beams do I have? 5 more? Yeah, let's keep an eye on that. I'm not trying to thunderbolt some shroomish. I'll go and heal after this room. Pardon the speed up once we get to fighting. Wait, did I not touch the thing? Oh, I had to press the button to touch the thing. Gotcha. Heated rivalry fanfic. Hell yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. That came out like a month ago, didn't it? Maybe I'm just way behind. I don't know. Fourth Wing is peak. As much as I'm not one to read straight up smut, and I don't care for the sex sections of it, everything else is so good. But I could do with 1 or 2 less mentions of the heat going through my body right before I nut. I got it. I get it, you know? Oh yeah, it's not just smut. Absolutely. I'm aware of this. I'm on book 3. I love it. But I never read anything sexual. This is my first foray, I suppose. What are salvage streams even about? Pokemon! Pokemon in Stardew Valley! Alright, Rock Smash, this is why I brought Poochyena. Pokemon we'll be fighting here are in the 20s. Still doable for our boy Volbeat. Yeah, still getting 1 shot. You're gonna be hearing this song in your dreams. Oh God, an actual puzzle? Where's the scroll? Oh, there it is. That's a wall. Actually, this room has been fairly painless as far as these rooms go. Weird. Or has it? Okay, I think I need to fight you. No, I don't need to fight you. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Boom. Puzzles. Easy. Send it to me right now. You know what? I did a Let's Play a while ago of a Mario 64 ROM hack. Star Road, if you've heard of it. And while I was doing a bunch of backtracking, I did read a Waluigi fanfic for humor purposes. So I can't say that I'm not one of reading sexual fanfic or anything. I didn't see the sparkle. Cringe. Did anyone else see it? Or am I insane? Okay, it's the windows, that's why I didn't see it. That explains it. Oh, also, I have another idea, by the way, since we're not in the heat of it things right now. I have another idea for another Stardew stream series I want to do. This one kind of inspired by Therm. Therm did a speed run of Stardew Valley. Not speed run. He was getting perfection as fast as he could. Not like seriously or anything. Pretty casually as far as things go. But that makes me want to actually like do an actual attempt at a 100% speed run, but with no research allowed, just to see what happens. I don't want to do it so soon to after he released his video though, so I'll give it some time to fester. Really, I love Therm's vid. Therm cooks in every single video he releases, by the way. Just seeing how to do this. There's not really much of a puzzle right there. You see a lot of rocks and you get a little nervous, but you just click. How many was that? 4? The bag is full. He left. Okay, good thing that didn't happen right now. Or on the 6th one. No reason to have these item in battle items. Charcoal. I don't think I have a single fire type move on my team. I don't want to assume I'll never use one, so I'll keep it around, but, you know. Doubt it'll be useful. Ooh, maybe. Might use that. Heart scale, might use that too. Pink Joe, yo, thank you for the sub. I do have that on screen, right? Yeah, I do. This isn't a screen I use much, so. Cool. I don't know if that means I have to do that puzzle again or what. Gonna go heal again. Have I checked the new Stardew Valley mod with the voice acting? I've seen basically every Stardew YouTuber post about it. Yeah, I've seen a couple videos on it. Seems really cool. I love it as a foil to the one that has all AI dialogue. It's like, well, what if we just voice acted everything? Get destroyed. It's kind of funny. Admittedly, I don't know if there's too much harm with like just AI dialogue. I don't really know. But it's not, you know, not something I'm into looking at all. Obviously, generative AI is not good, but is that over here? Bro, where are you? Is it the door? No. There it is. How's one get community center year 1? I physically cannot do it. It's all about that red cabbage seed, baby. I either gotta find it in the traveling cart or just rush your way to the skull cavern and get it from a serpent. Oh, is this all battles? No, wrong room. We're on puzzle number 5 right now. Oh, these are quizzes. Okay, that I can do. Make it all one quiz. One of these Pokemon's not found on Route 110. Which one is it? I'm looking at the Ruby and Sapphire questions. Probably Talo. On Ruby and Sapphire, this is a big question mark instead of an exclamation point room. Which of these Pokemon did Team Aqua use in Petalburg Forest? That was a Poochyena. I did see the voice mod thing, yeah. A lot of YouTubers YouTubed it. Sell one Great Ball, buy one potion. How much money remains? I believe selling price is 1/3. A Great Ball is 600. Nothing. In the seashore house, were there more men or women? Brother, I don't know. Men. Yeah, this is a game made in 2002. We know what's more common. Which Pokemon do I find most sexually attractive? I don't find them sexually attractive. Whoa! Crazy. That's not normal, y'all know. Do I have a hype train happening right now during that? What the hell? Okay, well thank y'all. How many tree houses are in Fortree City? Oh gosh. On the bottom, there's 2. On the top, there's 4. Ducklet. Oh god. An angel. I support you being ace, Sal. I have a wife. Like, let's not be silly here. Give me TM12. This is not what we're here for. This is taunt, which could be useful. But not for me. Thing about a lot of the now I wasn't considering taunt when I was putting together all of my lines, so I didn't consider it, but it might be really nice for a couple of Pokemon. Think about the Hoenn Elite Four. Let me just check. We didn't fight it all, did we? Okay. Think about the Hoenn Elite Four. They have hella status moves. They just don't tell you where he is. Okay, just gotta check them all. Lots of double team. Lots of mud slap. Oh, Jesus. The scroll is up here. I'm doing these like blind, by the way. I don't know where. Oh, brother. Okay, we fight you. That's a Swablu. You don't one-shot me. Sure. Easy work for Volbeat. Kukui's right there. What about Kukui's wife? Wow, that is the worst Pokemon you could have thrown out against Volbeat. Okay. What now? Oh, jeez. I swear I've never seen this puzzle before in my life. What are you? Glitter mail? Hell yeah. Today you learned Sal is married. Yeah. Not for a short amount of time either. All right. Okay. There was no puzzle there. You just walk through it. That was the last puzzle. So, the item that I went through all of this for is the magnet. 10% boost to damage on electric type moves. I need that 100% if I want to win this without any risk. Without it, I'm basically risking a crit. With it, I'm not. So, I'm gonna not risk the crit. Sorry about it. With that, real quick. I don't have my Skarmory. What glitter mail is for? It's for nothing. I wasn't doing that for the glitter mail. I was doing that for the magnet. Glitter mail, you give it to a Pokemon, you can like type something out on it and then trade it, and it'll be like a little message for the person that you traded it for. It's just a type of mail. All right, grab my Skarmory. Don't believe we'll be needing Poochyena or Nincada coming up. Nincada's dead. It's just there because it had cut. Boom. There's the dead pile if you need a reminder. Aggron. The Aggron hurts. Aggron absolutely... Couldn't talk there. Aggron absolutely would have gone to the Elite Four. Alright. One last thing to check before we go to the Elite Four. Can I see how many casino points I have? No. I'm gonna check the casino just to see what we can grab. Wrong menu. I gotta get used to menuing again. Yo, Rao! You get to see this fall apart or not fall apart real quick. How many coins do I have? Surely I have 9,999. Nope. I can either grab a Thunderbolt or an Ice Beam here. Both have their uses. I should grab an Ice Beam. I'm just gonna buy a ton of coins. 3, 4, and 50. Thunderbolt. I wish it would be such a quality of life thing to just put the name of the TM here. Ice Beam. Yeah, I told Ralph everything. I went step by step. Okay, I'm not gonna teach that right now. I don't have to. But that's it. Now we go to the Elite Four. You've seen one stream of this, and that's it. How's it going? Well, you can see above me. Got 4 deaths. This is attempt 4 with Gray. I don't know if the first one you saw was the very first one, but we're at the Elite Four. We're either gonna win. Hey, great time for a prediction. Great time for a prediction. Do brother type. Do we win? Yes or no? Go crazy. I told y'all my plan, so y'all can do this very informed. Nothing, according to my plan, nothing makes me lose unless there's a triple critical hit, unless there's a triple, like 3 freezes from Ice Beam in a row. Stuff like that is the only way I can possibly lose. And even if something like that does go wrong, it doesn't mean I lose. It means I'm losing a Pokemon. And there might be a chance for the final fight still. Otherwise, I do have a notepad telling me how to play every single line, every single turn. So I'm not gonna make any like weird mistakes, unless I do. I know that's really reassuring. It's not reassuring. My heart's beating so hard, dude. This is like a month of work. Imagine the payout. That's so awful to say. These are just for healing in between battles. Last time I fought a Hoenn champ with the Slackoth moment. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that again. I'm saving. 'Cause I gotta. Okay. Might as well... No, there's no reason for me to give it right now. I need to give one item before this first fight. And that is the Persimberry to Machamp. And because there's no reason not to, I'm going to divvy out the other items. Because why not? Don't lose all of our money to these two people. What is this right now? 22,000 salmints. For those who don't know, that's the name of the currency, a salmint. On yes and 1,000 on no. Yeah, it's gonna be quite the payout. Everyone has an item? Okay. We lead with Magneton, surprisingly. And you know, there's still a little bit of time on the prediction, but nothing's gonna go wrong in this first fight. Don't worry about that. Let's go. I think, oh yeah, so this is the team we're bringing. Magneton, Mightyena, Relicanth, Machamp, Skarmory, and Registeel. And just so you can see the movesets, some of these will change as we go throughout the fights. Look at all these stats. We got Tri-Attack, Supersonic, Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave. Tri-Attack's not really gonna be used. Don't really need it, but it's there. Here's the moveset for Mightyena. All of these moves will be used except for Howl. Given things go right, by the way. Here's the moveset for Relicanth. This will change down the line. Here's the moveset for Machamp. This will also change down the line. It is all fighting type moves, but each of them, every single one of them is used. So there's that. Here's the moveset for Skarmory. Actually, you know what? Skarmory needs, looking at this right now, Skarmory needs Aerial Ace, which I believe we have. Don't let me forget that one. Yeah. That replaces probably Air Cutter. Cool. It's not that important. It's just so I have a 100% accurate move. And then here's the moveset for Registeel. Metal Claw, Curse, Amnesia, and Ancient Power. That's a very strong moveset, you may notice. It will be coming in clutch quite a bit. Yeah, this is the hex code for gray, yes. 808080. I thought it was very fitting. You got this, and if I don't, I'm rich. A lot of people seem to vote for 2, just in small amounts. Yeah, 1 fighting move for every arm. Exactly. All right, let me make sure my lead's right. It's Magneton. All right, let's do this. Sweating buckets. First fight. Now, while Sydney is not the most dangerous of all of these fights, we are level 55, which is the highest level of Drake, who is the 4th member, which means we're going to be over-leveled for the first 3 fights, evenly leveled for Drake, and then under-leveled for the champion. That's the trade-off there. Mightyena comes out, gets the Intimidate. This is why we don't lead with Machamp. A Thunderbolt knocks it out. Machamp getting intimidated would prevent it from knocking out 1 Pokemon here. In addition, it's slower than half of these Pokemon too. Out comes Crawdaunt. We can swap to Machamp now. We outspeed Crawdaunt. And hopefully it doesn't nuke us. I don't know. Swords Dance. That's free. Now we Brick Break through. This entire fight isn't free from this point on. Machamp can sweep the rest, but the next Pokemon that should be coming up now. Yep, Shiftry. Is gonna use Double Team here, I'm fairly certain, because it can't see a good move on us. So it's just gonna try and raise its evasiveness. And if we miss like 50 attacks here, it's not gonna be awesome. This is also why we gave Machamp the Person Berry. Shiftry has Swagger, I believe. If things continue to get stupid here, we can just swap out to Skarmory. There we go. We're good. That's why I wanted Skarmory to have Aerial Ace, by the way. Because Machamp, I mean, Shiftry can't really do much to us there. But it would really suck if Machamp just got, like, absolutely haxed out. Absol has Aerial Ace here, but even with a critical hit, it doesn't do enough damage to matter. Doink! It's so good. I'm so glad Machamp lived Gym 3, dude. Gym 4, I mean. That was so lucky. This would have been a completely different Elite Four without it. Given, I do think that Volbeat could have swept this this first team if I had brought it. And that's Cacturn. That's fight number 1. Clean. And the fun part is that isn't even the safest fight. And that's what I'm proud of. Where's my notepad? Allow us to continue. Okay, a couple of adjustments to make here. First things first, Persim Berry goes on Mightyena. A Cherry Berry goes on Magneton because we are cursed with this being Generation 3. And it is not immune to paralyzation. And oddly enough, even though this is a ghost type, we need an Aspire Berry on Skarmory. Why does Skarmory have a Chesto Berry, by the way? Don't know what that was for. And an Aspire Berry on Relicanth. And that should be all we need. Should show the notepad document in the video. I'll show it afterwards. I don't want to, like, I want to show it, but I don't want to spoil, like, what's happening. Okay, the lead here is going to be Mightyena. Also, there's a forum that tracks everyone who submits their Nuzlocke runs, the Pokemon that have beaten each Elite Four in a Nuzlocke run. And a surprising amount of people bring Mightyena. I'm making sure that I have this right. Okay, move on. Electric types can still be paralyzed through Stun Spore and Body Slam in later games. Oh, well, how about that? Fun thing about here is it's for a Thunderbolt. So, wouldn't have worked in Generation 6. Okay. Phoebe is also relatively safe. The issue here kind of is stacking up status effects on us. Everyone she uses has the ability to inflict a status effect. This is Dusclops number 1. We just crunch it. I have 2 different plans for this fight. One if it uses Curse, one if it doesn't. What's the prediction? Whether I win or not. It used Curse. Okay, so we're going to be using a backup plan here to counter this Curse, which kind of sucks. It's not as guaranteed, but oh well. Because of this Curse, I need to watch for a specific move that this Bayonet can use. This is Bayonet number 2, which might sound silly, but it's the second Bayonet in our lineup. We need to watch for if it uses Will-O-Wisp. Shadow Ball. That was a crit too. Yeah, we're swapping out. Which is exactly what I accounted for here. What do I swap out to? Magneton. No Will-O-Wisp, please. That's right, it's restoring. We're fine. That sprite does Bayonet dirty. It's, a lot of the first timers here in Generation 3 are a little, weird. Nose Pass is another one that's really weird in this generation. Should one shot? Doesn't. Oh well. This is fine. We knock it out here. The burn shouldn't matter. We're a special attacker. I'm pretty sure we go through this just fine later on in the fight. So next up is Dusclops. Why did the Dusclops come out, you may ask? Well, let me just make sure I'm doing the right thing here. We need to go to Skarmory. When next Stardew Challenge? When I win this. So it has Earthquake. That would have one-shot Magneton, which is why it always goes for it. Now we do a couple Metal Sounds here. Dusclops isn't able to do too much damage to Skarmory, but it can freeze it, which is exactly why I gave it the Aspir Berry. Okay, good. No freeze there. That means we're guaranteed good here. Well, we can miss a Metal Sound, but it's unlikely. So even if this freezes, we're fine. Nothing. Beautiful. That's what you want to see. And I don't mind if this one freezes. Good stuff. Now we swap to Relicanth. Eats up this Ice Beam. Doesn't get frozen. This is also why we gave Relicanth the Aspir Berry. And it can one-shot with Surf thanks to those Metal Sounds. Dusclops is a bulky Pokemon. It's nice when you can knock it out in one hit. And that leaves one last Bayonet. This one's a little weird. It does come rocking a Thunderbolt, so Magneton's gonna come in to deal with this one. Am I going to attempt another ColorLocke? I might at some point in the future, just because like there's so many other colors to try. Yeah, that's clearly not much damage. And this Bayonet should go down to a single Thunderbolt. It's not a big deal if it goes down to 2, but I'm pretty sure it's 1. Done. Fight 2 finished. I would love to do a... Never mind, I'm wrong. Completely lied. Wait. Why did this Sableye not come out earlier? It should have come out earlier. That's why I was so confused. Okay. This Sableye has Nightshade. If it uses Nightshade and I take burn chip damage, I die. So we are going to play it a bit safe here. It has Shadow Ball, Nightshade, Feint Attack, and Double Team. I think we should be able to get some good damage out here with Relicanth. Relicanth is very physically bulky. Yep. Probably just surf it down. Let me look at its stats just to know. We're kind of going off script here. So this is the first instance of things I thought was gonna happen not happening. 105 attack, 77 special attack. I still surf. The worst part about this Sableye is, yeah, it has Double Team. One of the reasons why we have Aerial Ace on Skarmory here. I'm actually going to use Ancient Power to try and chip it down to not heal. No. It does about the same amount of damage either way. Yeah, there's the heal. That sucks. We're going to have to hit a lot of attacks here, and we're doing it. And given the Sableye can't really threaten us that badly, but you know, if you miss 50 hits in a row, you're dead somewhere. Yeah, it was a crit. And that's a special defense drop. You have Feint Attack. Yeah, I'm swapping on that one. Sorry. Who am I most worried about? Drake. Drake is the biggest threat here. Yep, and it went for Feint Attack, just like I thought. That's what we call a good swap. Goodbye. Relicanth's special defense is a lot lower than its physical, so that feint attack probably would have put me in a crit range, for sure. Fight number 2 done. So I don't know why Sableye didn't come out after the first Bayonet there. It should have. It might have been because I had to swap to Magneton instead of stay in with Mightyena. Interesting. Okay. It must have been because Mightyena is a dark type. It would have come out because it has feint attack. That explains it. Full heal time. You're on Gray Run and Black. That's so fun! Gray and Black. Interesting, but still strong selection to work with. Yeah, I won't lie. I chose the color. Well, first of all, I chose the color run in this one because it was recommended. But also, this has a good spread of Pokemon colors. Where's those full heals I bought? There they are. That's what I was saying. I'm not going insane. Okay. Prep for Glacia. So Glacia technically is safe, but there's one big scary part. Glacia is the reason that I went and got the magnet. That'll go on Poupon. We put a berry, an Aspire Berry, on Registeel. And another Aspire Berry on Machamp, right? Yes. But I think I'm also going to put an Aspire Berry on... No, not on you. This is a backup for our backup here. I'm putting an Aspire Berry on Relicanth. And that's it. We lead Magneton here. Hello, Vintage Penguin. Doesn't Glacia Pokemon have a Pokemon with sheer cold? Yes. That's why we got the magnet. Say hello to the reason we have the magnet. Glacia. So, lucky us. Raccoon Raid! Y'all are about to see me die in the Elite Four. Here's Glacia. Glacia is very scary if you don't have the right Pokemon for it. Also, hello y'all, and Argon Matrix. So, Celio dies to a Thunderbolt. I very slightly trained my Magneton in speed here, by the way, to outspeed. That's right, my team is higher leveled. I didn't even think of that. The person baited in after Celio is Walrein, the ace of the team immediately, and guess what? Thanks to Magnet, it barely dies to a Thunderbolt. This would be a range if I didn't have the Magnet equipped, but since I do, it's a guaranteed kill. And it's all downhill from there. That's not true. It's not downhill. Magnet helps Sheer Cold by not letting Walrein get a single move off. That's how it helps. Next up is Machamp. You would think that Machamp kind of slays this entire fight, but it doesn't. It can only do so much before getting chipped down. Icy Wind, that's fine. We're going to be slower than the Celio that comes out after this, but that's not the biggest threat. Alright, you die to a low kick. I believe this Glalie can set up a Reflect, which is why I have Brick Break still. Glalie is surprisingly heavy, by the way. Low kick does more damage than Brick Break. Poupon got a level up there. Why did Poupon get a level up? Oh, because I swapped. Celio, unfortunately, I am slower, and that's going to allow it to get Hail off, but we'll take it. So that makes this Glalie a little scary. So this is Glalie. Now what I could do right here is stay out with Machamp, low kick it, and kill it in one turn. However, Glalie is faster, and this Glalie has, is it self-destruct or explosion? This Glalie has explosion, and if it explodes, I die. So we go to Registeel here. Okay, no explosion. This is why Registeel has an Aspire Berry. We eat that up. And because I'm not trying to get chipped down to die, this is the part where I'm like a little like, I don't know what I do here. Metal Claw is a 3-hit kill, if I remember right. Amnesia will prevent me from getting chipped down into self-destruct range or into explosion range. Curse will allow me to 2-shot so it doesn't heal. I think I start with a Curse, because it'll also decrease the damage I take from explosion, which is very good. And now this Glalie dies in 2 hits. Registeel does not deal a lot of damage, and the hail really sucks. No explosion yet. So 120 is about the range for me to die to an explosion if I didn't use Curse. My heart's beating. My heart's beating real bad right now. Used a heal. Dang. I think I might have not wanted to use Curse there. The hail stopped. Good. I believe I live, even if it uses explosion here. I don't... Sorry. Sorry. I don't know the specifics. I need to calc this. Let me show y'all the screen. Will that work? Yeah. It's just really big. Can kind of see what I was calcing beforehand. Don't worry about all that. Look at this. Crit. Ooh, 90%. Sucks. All right. I need to know if this kills me if it explodes, because I also don't want to go to Skarmory because Skarmory is not packing an Aspire Berry. Registeel, this should be all of the correct numbers. Not at +6. I will be. Don't worry about it. Okay. +1 defense, +1 attack. Glalie is level 52. All the Pokemon in the Elite Four have base 30 IVs, by the way. And this Glalie has defense decreasing nature, special attack increasing. So it doesn't matter for this, so I don't need to put it in. Although I am going to lower that attack IV by 1, because that'll show it correctly. 103. How much damage does it do with explosion? That can't be true. 15 to 18%? Is that true? And if it crits? 46 to 55%. That'd be a range for me. 105, 107. No, it's not. I'm safe! I'm safe! A crit explosion doesn't kill me! Okay. Blow up their balls, Registeel. Gets frozen. No, we're good. We did it! Oh my god. Yeah. That's why I have a lot of backups planned. Living by a single HP. Yep. Yes, indeed. Okay. So those were all essentially guaranteed. I want to make that clear. Drake is where there's uh-ohs. Drake is where things get spooky. All right. And to kind of hit home how spooky it gets, we need to make a lot of changes to our team here to account for this. Okay, hyper potions, heal everyone up. Let's see. First things first, go into our TMs. Rest is getting taught to Reggie Steele. The move that we get rid of here is Ancient Power. I almost wish it did get a critical hit explosion, just to show that off. Okay. We have Return. Right there. That's getting taught to Machamp. By the way, it doesn't matter that we gained a couple of levels. It's just as long as you enter the Elite Four at level 55. Think off the top of my head here. I believe I get rid of Low Kick. Or Revenge. No, Revenge can be useful. It's a backup in Wally, or Wallace. Get rid of Low Kick. We grabbed Ice Beam. This, again, is not required. It's a backup. Relicanth can learn Ice Beam. Don't think if there's a single reason for me to have Surf still. Let me think. No, it's not. It's weak against everyone on Drake's team. And I believe it's also weak against everyone on Wallace's team. Okay, not Whiscash, but I'm not using it on Whiscash. Yep, I'm getting rid of... Wait, I can't get rid of Surf here. Oh, shit. I can get rid of Takedown. That's fine. Again, that's a backup. That's if something explodes in some weird way. Yeah, you know, effort usually doesn't go this much into Nuzlocke, but in this section it does. Okay. Chesto Berry. This is, as you can probably expect, going to Reggie Steele so that it can use Rest. It's kind of the weakest part of the whole run. Let me think. Any weird situations here? Magnet needs to stay on Magneton. I can't give it a Cherry Berry, unfortunately. Should I go ahead? No, I shouldn't go ahead and give Shockwave to a Pokemon. Kind of sucks because Kingdra has Smokescreen. Okay, that's it. Y'all, this is so extremely spooky. We lead with Reggie Steele here. Y'all have no clue how spooky this is. Everyone's fully healed. Everyone's got nothing. Let me just look at the items here. You're holding the magnet. Aspire Berry, that's completely useless. I should change that. As is that. Weirdly enough, I might want to... I could take a burn. Machamp has Guts, by the way. If it just gets burned out of nowhere, it's good, actually. Okay, yeah, 3 Asper Berries, those all kind of have to change hands. I don't expect any of these being used, but every little bit helps. I'm not playing games. Okay. Let's go. Like I said before, this is, if something goes wrong, it happens here. There's basically no chance we get messed up if nothing goes wrong here. But that's a big if. I'm a big fan of my Pokemon names. All right, Drake. So Drake's big issue is now his Pokemon are nearly on level with ours. Not all of them though. Specifically, this level 52 Shelgon. This is by far his weakest team member, and as such, we can set up on this hoe. Y'all, I am going to +6 special defense, +6 attack, and +6 defense here, because this Shelgon is so stinky, so stupid, so easy. The only thing I am worried about, period, with Drake is critical hits. If we don't get crit here, we win. If no crits happen, easiest fight of the century. But that's a big if. Okay, I'm trying to balance like not taking too much damage from any of Shelgon's moves. I'd like to take as little chip damage here as possible. Even though Shelgon is weak, a couple of crits makes things spooky for other Pokemon. Gonna start Amnesiaing up. Good. The Shelgon does have a Dragon Claw, which is a special move in this game, which is why I'm using Amnesia. All of the other Pokemon's dragon moves will also be special, thus the setup on the special side. I would like for it to use more Protect. I don't like that it's attacking so much. 3 more curses to get off. Does Shelgon have Rockhead? I never realized that. I knew it didn't have like anything that was gonna hurt this run, but I didn't realize it had Rockhead. 2 more. Do I have the Shell Bell? I don't, but Chesto Berry is so much better here. Shell Bell really wouldn't heal too much. And 1 more. God, it attacked every single turn. That kind of sucks. All right, we're at +6 and +6. And -6 for speed. Our speed stat, I believe, is 19 right now. Fun fact. Now we start Metal Clawing. I'm very happy it hasn't crit. That's a pretty big deal. But I almost fear that it's saving up crit chance for later on in the fight. Beautiful. 153. I need to look at something here before we move on. Next Pokemon should be Flygon. Flygon. Base 30s. And it has 163, 126. Defense decreasing. No, defense increasing, special defense decreasing. Doesn't matter for damage calcs, okay. Hold on, I just remembered, let me show this to y'all. Doing calcs for Mario Registeel. This is kind of the calc I had shown before. But, it doesn't have Dragon Breath, I don't think. Yes it does. Not that it matters, it's not that damaging of a move. So, looking at the damage that Earthquake does to us, not that scary, right? However, if it crits, it can possibly do 90% of our HP. Could be lower end of 76.5%. So looking at this, I have 153 HP. There's 3 crit rolls that don't kill me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 crit rolls that do. So that's Not awesome. We take those odds? We don't, though. We don't, though. That's completely a case of just getting whittled down way too much by that Shelgon. It should have used a couple protects, but it never did. Ugh. Also, we're not worried about Flamethrower. Flamethrower does nothing. It can burn, but who cares? I can rest off a burn. Is there another answer to Flagon? Yeah, that would be Relicanth. But if Registeel dies, that's my... Registeel sweeps this team. If we don't get crit here. Twice. Twice, might I mention. I could rest here, but that endangers the later parts of this fight. I got a Metal Claw. Flygon always goes for Earthquake, by the way. That's insane. I lived! Okay! Does Flygon... Flygon is not in heal range. I can't rest. Flygon's also using a random attack. What do I need Registeel for in the next fight? This is like, okay, Registeel lived, yes. This is still really bad. I should have used rest. I should have used rest that turn. Because we're slower now. All of Flygon's moves kill. Actually, that's not true. Dragon Breath and Crunch still don't kill. So we're either getting hit with an Earthquake or a Flamethrower. If it's Flamethrower, Dorian comes in and uses Ice Beam. If it's Earthquake, Skarmory comes in. But then we'd have to pivot to Dorian anyway. And if we get burned by that Flamethrower, man. Gotta be honest, I don't even know if Relicanth has a one-shot kill on the next Pokemon that comes out. I'm stressed too. That is the one move that I could not have taken a crit on. In this, mind you, in the entire Elite Four, that is the one move that can't crit, and it crit. And I need Registeel for the next fight. Let me look at it. Yeah. I need Registeel. Hi, Red. Is it Earthquake? Or is it Flamethrower? Just heal it, lol. Bro. Bro. I sound so defeated because I think... Is there anyone you don't need for the next fight? Relicanth. But it's nice to have. All right, I need to calc out Relicanth against an Earthquake here. Let me look at those stats, girl. Boy, I mean. Okay. Level 55. $21, 14, 10. I need the specifics. And it does, my Relicanth has a perfect speed, by the way. Bro, get that out of there. Which is really cool of it. Wait, no. That's Registeel that does. My bad. Completely wrong IVs. Also, speed stats 55. Don't know why it messed up like that. 16, 25, 21, 29, 27. Really good defenses. No, 2. 2 in the speed. 100. 100. She's a little defensive. Nature is special attack increasing. Attack decreasing. Yeah, max high speed IV Registeel. You love to see it. I don't know if legendaries have a guaranteed whatever. Special attack is 77, indeed. All of these stats are correct except for you. You're 27. Okay. Ice Beam will kill this. A critical hit Earthquake. It doesn't kill. I'll give them that. We have to survive 2 Earthquakes. That's the nasty plot here. Flamethrower would be beautiful. What about Machamp? Beta random move, bait Earthquake maybe? Switch to Skarmory. Switch to Relicanth. Machamp. Machamp indeed does not come up later in this fight. Who does Machamp bait? Machamp will bait Altaria after this. Let me think about that. Is that juicy? Actually, does anyone else have a super effective move? Nope. Altaria would come out after this. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably bad, because then Salamence comes out and then no one's set up to beat Kingdra. Mightyena to lower Earthquake damage. That's an option. It's going for random move. It's going for not completely random, either Earthquake or Flamethrower. I will give it this. If Flamethrower burns Machamp, Machamp can probably sweep. Because it'll have Guts Boost. Let's see what it does to Machamp. Okay, so I gotta keep this in mind. Relicanth can be an option, but I'd highly prefer it to come out on Salamence. Salamence would be a much better switch for it, for a guaranteed kill. Machamp. Level 56, I believe. Let me check that. Sorry you gotta hear this beeping. Yep, Machamp's level 56 now. 28, 8, 26, 28. Y'all want to see the special defense stat? 0! It's so cool! So awesome! So lucky. 200. 120. 9. Nope. 9. 16. 1. 0. 4. 15. That's not right. Oh. I have a special defense increasing. Defense decreasing. Yeah, that still hurts. Tell you what. That still hurts quite a bit. If Machamp can take 2 flamethrowers with burn damage, that could be an option. Well, it's not going to flamethrower the second time. It would definitely Earthquake. But it can tank a flamethrower and an Earthquake. I wonder, can Machamp kill? Yes, it can, period. Wait. Yeah. Brick Break would kill 100% of the time. Earthquake would then be guaranteed. I can swap to Skarmory, then safe swap to Relicanth, and then Ice Beam. If Relicanth is out, what comes out after Relicanth? The next Pokemon to come out would be Kingdra. No one likes being out on Kingdra. Kingdra has Surf. That's what sucks. That stab Surf is disgusting. Kingdra PTSD. This Kingdra doesn't have Sniper, by the way. I believe it has Swift Swim. Let me double check that. Yeah, it has Swift Swim. So that's fine. It's either Kingdra on Relicanth or Altaria on Machamp then, right? Yeah. And here's the thing. If Altaria comes out, Magneton is free. Free kill. But then Salamence comes in, unfortunately. If Kingdra came in after that, I'd be okay with it. I could get a Thunderbolt off on Kingdra. It'd be one-shottable from most other Pokemon, but that's not the case. I really should have come up with a champion fight if Registeel died. How's the Stardewing going? Oh, not to me. I predict an Earthquake, but I'm not going to Skarmory. I'm gonna eat it with Machamp. Okay. I believe this outspeeds me regardless. Guarantee kill with Revenge. Don't crit, please. Thank you. Okay. I've chosen my path. This leaves Relicanth free, healthy, rather, to kill the Salamence, hopefully. Altaria as expected. Juicy Oranberry. What setting did I do to get trade evos? I traded. I traded with my other Pokemon file. No, I just edited Machoke to evolve. If I throw in Dorian here to use Ice Beam, it'll be a 2-hit kill. Aerial Ace and Double Edge do nothing to me. Dragon Breath is gonna hurt though. Crit. Okay. You die to this. Don't paralyze me. Thank you. You don't die to this. You die to this one. Once again, that magnet coming in huge clutch here. Thank you. Thank you, God. Next is Silence because it has Flamethrower. There's no way. It must see a kill with Flamethrower. No, we needed the Magnet to kill the Walrein earlier. Walrein had Surf and that would fuck up Magneton. Or anyone else for that matter. Flamethrower is very clearly eaten up by Dorian. But we don't take those chances. Sorry. Just a few more count. So far, everything has gone beautifully. We have 2 Pokemon that absolutely cannot switch in any longer. That's fine. We'll get through it. The real question is, who is gonna deal with Kingdra? Kingdra hurts with Surf, no matter what happens. We'll deal with that when we get to it. If anything, I can set up Dorian in a position to be sacrificed, because it is the only Pokemon that I guarantee do not need in this next fight. And let me just read back through my line to make sure. There's an edge case where if Registeel dies, Relicanth is the one that comes in and finishes. But I don't think it needs to be Relicanth. I'm so nervous, y'all. My heart's beating so hard. More like thank you, Poupon. Absolutely, absolutely. Also, that magnet, by the way, I saw you asked about the magnet. It also comes into play in the next fight as well. Nothing crazy, it just makes things a little more safe. Okay. The Calco is gonna do. Let's see how Relicanth matches up to Salamence. Salamence is level 55. This is actually what we compared to when we set our levels. Is Relicanth leveled up? No. I need to figure out how to like save presets of my Pokemon so that I could just put them in. I've never figured out how to do that. And I know some mods naturally do that. But it would be nice to know. I'm fairly certain Ice Beam would be a 2-hit kill. So the only question is if I can survive 2 hits from Salamence, or I can get a Yawn off and maybe set myself up better for the upcoming Kingdra. A lot of options, unfortunately. I don't like having a lot of options. Okay, now let's get the Salmon stats in. I want exact ones here. I'm putting in 30s. Okay, where is the... It's on the bottom. 186. 153. Attack decreasing nature. That's nice. Defense is 121. Defense increasing. That's also nice for us. Okay. Attack increasing, defense lowering. No, right? No, opposite. Plus defense, lower attack. Okay. 153. 119, that's wrong. What? 143. Oh, this Salamence has 31 IVs. Actually. I believe. That's crazy. Do all of the aces have that? I'd never calced for that. This is your Olympics? Thanks. 132, 110, 143, 121, 153. Yep, those are the right stats. Okay. Now for the moves. Flamethrower. I really intended to do this whole thing with no calculations, but I guess I didn't plan good enough. I apologize. I thought this was going to be so clean. So glad Dragon Claw is its special move, dude. And Rock Slide. Nothing two shots. Does Dragon Claw have an increased crit rate? Or am I imagining that? No additional fact. Okay, let's make sure Ice Beam 2 shots. It does. Even with a crit, assuming it Dragon Clawed twice in a row, even with the crit, I'd still be... There's ranges where I would live. Where are we at right now? Oh, Salamence is already out. Okay. I need to survive 3, don't I? Not if I use Yawn. Right? Ugh, hold on. Well, here's something to consider. It's using Flamethrower here. That's going to be 6%. I think regardless of what happens, this has to come out right now. Does it have a berry? It probably has a berry, doesn't it? What am I looking at here? Drake. It has a citrus berry. What range does citrus berry start? What percentage does it have to be? 33%? 50%. Ah, shit. It is only a 30 HP restore, though. Okay, let's say I low roll with both of my attacks. I deal Hold on, I need to show this again. Sorry. I'm so sorry this is taking long, but this is the entire run. Relies on no one dying here other than Relicanth. So, it has 186 HP. If I deal 105, (186) minus 105 is 81. Add 30 to that, 111. And that is here. Low damage rolls makes this Salmons live. Shit. It's not likely that that happens, but like add that onto the fact that if I get crit once, I'm dead. If I get burned by flamethrower, I'm dead. That's not true. If I get burned by flamethrower, I'm definitely dead to a crit. I'm swapping here. This is a guaranteed flamethrower. Yep. Not a crit, not a burn. If I yawn this turn, it gets 2 more attacks off. If I put it to sleep, I could set up for the Kingdra. It's hardcore strategizing time, Connor. Never punish. Don't. I got Earthquake crit. That was the punish. That was a fairly high chance of something going wrong there. Okay. Dragon Claw? Oh yeah, that's what I expected. That wasn't a crit. Salmons falls asleep after this next turn. I lived. That was a high roll, baby. And it froze! That's bad! That's not bad. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? It's the same as sleep. I almost lost my marbles. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all. I saw the freeze and I was like, no, it can't fall asleep. Whatever. Does Flamethrower thaw it, y'all? Let me look up freeze mechanics. Didn't expect to have to do this. I could rest on Reggie and reset up. The issue is Reggie doesn't do a lot of damage unless I get all my curses off, you know? And the damage is coming from Surf. I could Amnesia. I just don't think Registeel can kill Salmons without a lot of curses. And likewise, it would die to a crit Flamethrower. It wouldn't die to a crit Flamethrower, that's not true. Generation 3 mechanics. Frozen Pokemon has a 20% chance of being thawed out on each turn. All damaging fire-type moves now thaw a frozen target regardless of whether they have a chance to burn. Y'all, gang, we cannot switch to Registeel. So to be clear, this is worse than sleep. Sleep would have been guaranteed 2 to 3 turns. If I kill right now, what happens next? I mean, I gotta kill right now, period. Right? There's nothing I could swap to that would be able to both take care of Salamence completely. Magneton would probably kill with a Thunderbolt. But is Magneton in range of a Surf from Kingdra after that? Is there a reason for Magneton to even be out, period? Right? Right? We know that Surf comes out after this, by the way. 100%. There's no question. Surf is the only move that kills Dorian. Dorian's getting sacrificed. I don't think there's a world where Dorian can't get sacrificed. What happens after that is what matters. Okay, didn't thought so. Wouldn't have mattered. It would have used a flamethrower that did 6%. Dorian is the only one that isn't a guaranteed need. All right, y'all, before I touch this Kingdra, we're calculating. All right, Kingdra has the moves. Surf, the biggest threat here, by far. Body Slam. Dragon Dance, which really isn't fun. And Smokescreen. Now, there is a world. No, there isn't. I think Generation 3 Pokemon always go for the kill, no matter what. So it Surfs here. I was gonna say, there is a world where maybe it uses Smokescreen, maybe it uses Dragon Dance, in which case I can use Yawn to put it to sleep. And pretty much guarantee a win, right? Let's see here. What are my moves? Yawn, Surf, Ancient Power, Ice Beam. Ancient Power. Okay. As you can see, not great. Not great damage here. Oh, probably because this Kingdra's level 100. Let's fix that. It's level 53 Kingdra. Still not great. Ancient Power does by far the most damage. Kingdra's a beast. What kind of sucks is it's not great for your own use, but going up against it is much more dangerous. Surf. I think there's a world where Surf doesn't kill. Look at that, 27.9%. In which case, I absolutely have to use Yawn, right? Interesting. Wait. I didn't put in its nature yet. Let's see what it is. I have to calculate these myself, by the way. It doesn't just tell me what its nature is. 158, 121, 121, 121, 121. It's neutral. Okay. Neutral in all ways. All of our Pokemon are slower than it, so don't even think about that. Can you Ice Beam freeze Kingdra? I can. Will it happen? Is it worth it? Yeah, Sleep is better than Freeze in this case, I believe. Yawn's 100. I'm not. Listen. Yawn is 100% accurate, right? Okay. Yeah, it's 30 IVs. It doesn't matter. It's one. Here. Let's lower that special attack. Maybe it does even less damage. 30. It does. Okay. My current HP is 78. Wait. Surf doesn't kill. Right now, my HP is at 78, and Surf doesn't kill. I think we're safe. I use Yawn. I set up on this hoe. Okay. Surf crit. Let's not talk about a crit. Let's not talk about crits. All right. In the case this does crit, Dorian is the only Pokemon I'm willing to lose. It's the only one that I don't have written into the strategy for Wallace. I believe we've just hit our win condition. Now, here is the thing. Kingdra is currently going to use Surf. It is not going to set up because it sees a kill. It would have been really nice if it used Dragon Dance, to be clear. I need to figure out what can take a hit of Surf, and maybe even a crit if possible. I don't think that's possible. But yeah, so. Looking through my Pokemon, I think the one most able to get the kill here is Magneton. So let's calc out how Magneton matches into this. Magneton is level 56. It has a little bit of an advantage. Show me those IVs, girl. 21, 21, 30, 15, 10, 16, 6. Fantastic speed. Now, they're a little bit of a bulky boy. 200 EVs there. A couple of random ones sputtered around the place otherwise. A little bit of a little bit of Special D, and 140 in speed, so that it could outspeed this upcoming lead, actually. Special defense increasing, speed decreasing. I hate trying to find the right nature there. Surf does 46%. 75 at most. Let's see a crit. 150. 150 kills me. A crit kills me in all cases. A non-crit doesn't. Okay. Yeah, Drake's taking a little sit down. His Pokemon don't die when they're knocked out. Mine do. There's no world where Mightyena lives a hit, right? At 171? That would delay one turn of sleep. Let me again see how sleep works before I do this. Okay, there's a game called Pokemon Sleep. Pokemon Sleep status. Lasts 2 to 5 turns, preventing movement for 1 to 4 turns. I only have 1 guaranteed safe turn. If you're wondering, like, what I'm delaying, I'm deciding whether to sacrifice Dorian for this free swap to Magneton, where I then have a guaranteed kill. Not guaranteed, I can still get crit. Or do I try to save Dorian and have it as a backup going into Wallace? I think I let Dorian die. I'm sorry. I think I have to. And I just want to confirm that Magneton doesn't kill with Thunderbolt. It's only a guaranteed 2-hit because of the magnet. That's so funny. That's so good. Okay. Dorian has to go. I'm sorry. In the off chance something else happens here, I guess I'll send an Ancient Power their way. Nope. Okay. I'm okay with this. This is the only way this could have worked. You did good work. Reggie still could set back up. So let me be clear here what the possibilities are going forward. If we go to Magneton, we do get a guaranteed sleep turn where we can Thunderbolt this Kingdra. And let me check to make sure it doesn't have a Citrus Berry. It doesn't. Okay. But the next turn, after our first Thunderbolt, we need 2 Thunderbolts to kill. The next turn, there is a chance Kingdra could wake up, and it could use Surf, and it could get a crit. In this instance, we die. I'm fairly certain in this instance, that's the run. If I go to Registeel, I can use Rest, be at full HP, start boosting Amnesia so I don't take a lot of damage. But, and I can calc this, I think we die to a crit Surf. Not die, but we're in danger from a crit Surf. Let's look at it. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but at least you're not hearing the beeping anymore. $21, 14, 10, 29, 11. I know it probably seems like I'm like wasting so much time here, but think about the fact that this saves so much time of me not having to redo this entire run. And then I think you kind of understand the situation I'm in. I'm almost at the point, like, if I lose, do I just move on? That's kind of where I'm at right now, headspace. Nothing outspeeds this Kingdra. My Pokemon are, that's the downside to this team. If I had brought in Volbeat can handily outspeed most of the game. None of these Pokemon can. These Pokemon are only outspeeding Pokemon that are known for being slow. Especially Reggie. Registeel's not outspeeding anything, period. That's the sitch. So Nuzlocke playing for Sinnoh? I'll tell y'all. It's a gift lock. Only Pokemon allowed from gifts or in-game trades. I think that'll be a fun challenge there. Okay. Registeel. Do I have the right? Yes, I do. Registeel is 5-shot by Surf, which means a crit doesn't kill. Does that make it safer, though? Because remember, Metal Claws are only attacking move. It doesn't do anything. At +6, it's a 4-hit kill at +6. I don't know if that's worth. I feel like in that time, the chance that we get double crit is so much higher than than one chance to crit while using Thunderbolt. Right? And given we're slower, we have to react a lot faster. Nothing wrong with losing? Yeah, okay. Predicted no, by the way. The badge is very visible. Yeah, like the Snow Point City. There's a couple of other in-game trades, too. Okay. I'm going with the Magneton run. I could Supersonic for a little bit of extra, but I'm not playing any games. Not today. That was a guaranteed sleep turn. Good. Okay, does it wake up? It does. Does it use Surf? It does. Does it crit with Surf? It doesn't. Thank God. Oh, thank God. That was way too many things happening that were bad for us in a row. All because of, okay. I'm gonna be fully honest. I thought if Earthquake crit, it was kind of Jover. And I should have made a backup plan for it, but it felt way too complicated to figure that out. But we did it. Okay. Jesus Christ. All right, I can look at my notepad so we can do what we need to do here. Okay. So, yeah, it was very important that Registeel lived, by the way. And you are about to see why. First, let's heal everyone. Jesus Christ. Hound is still fresh. Okay, no statuses? No statuses, okay. Now for items. Actually, before we do items, Shockwave. Shockwave is going on Registeel. It is replacing Metal Claw. Shockwave is just a better move in all ways. For this next fight, that is. No boom. I wanted to, and it would have been useful, but I just don't have the move slots for it, unfortunately. All right. Registeel gets another Chesto Berry. Oh yeah, I never used Rest. That's crazy that I never got the chance to. That's all I have here. I probably could have planned a little more for that. Let me see what other items could possibly come into play. Sludge, nope. Doesn't matter. I want to get poisoned when Tentacruel comes out. Milotic has Toxic. Again, I want to get poisoned. It's a good thing. You'll see. You'll see. Maybe. I hope you'll see. Because I'll tell you this. The moment we get poisoned, we win. Giga Drain, Surf, Double Team, Leech Seed, Amnesia. Nope. There's no other status I need to worry about. Let me think about what else could possibly come out and get Toxicked in some bizarro world. I have 3 Steel types. They're not gonna get Toxicked. Mightyena maybe, but I'd rather Mightyena have a little bit of a Oranberry to it. Mightyena, who's Mightyena coming out on? Yeah, it doesn't need anything but health. Okay. Let me make sure everyone has the item I want them to have. Chesto Berry, Persum, you need an Oran Berry. Oran Berry, Oran Berry. I want you to have the magnet. Crazy that you don't naturally get citrus berries throughout the game, by the way. A little sad about that. Let me look through my held items. Hold on. Ruby and Sapphire just has generationally bad held items. There's no leftovers. You can get the Shell Bell, but that you need to be tanky enough and dealing damage enough to use it. And my team just isn't in a good position for that. I don't have any water type moves on my team. I do have an ice type move, but yeah, not anymore. King's Rock could go crazy on Machamp. But no. Rock moves, fling Pokemon. Actually, this is one team that I outspeed quite a bit. I think we're good. Let me make sure I have the right Pokemon in the lead. That'll be Poupon. My mouth is so dry. Oran Berry in the champion fight. Not only one Oran Berry, 3. Okay. Yeah, this is nearly a Steel Monotype run. Could have been if we had Aggron. I made sure to do all of my setup in that last room because once you enter this door, you auto start the fight. So it would have been really bad if I was like, I'll set up in this room. Okay. Calm yourself. You bet the house on me. Who can most elegantly dance with their Pokemon in Hoenn? Show me here and now. If anything, even if we lose here, I'm glad I got to show off some lines that I cooked up that worked properly and some times that I was able to steer effectively. So, this Wailord here has 2 very threatening moves, Rain Dance and Water Spout. Water Spout is a range to kill Magneton in one hit, and the Rain sets up the rest of his Pokemon to be very dangerous. Luckily, we outspeed in one shot. Wailord has nothing for special defense. Magnet not required. Although watching that slow HP bar go down is really nerve-wracking. Next Pokemon out is Gyarados, and so you must think, why did Gyarados just come out? Well, there's a reason. This Gyarados is running Earthquake. Thus the Skarmory. Avoid an Earthquake. Luckily, this Gyarados isn't able to do too much damage to us, so I start setting up Metal Sounds and hope I don't miss. Beautiful. I need one more. We can take a Surf even if it crits. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, that was pretty much the one spot that things could go wrong, because Metal Sound is 95% accurate. Now, we swap over to our boy, Registeel. Spikes could, I thought about Spikes, I will give you that, mostly because Milotic has Marvel Scale. No crit, beautiful. Shockwave kills, even through this Earthquake. Even if this Earthquake crits, we're fine. Goodbye, Gyarados. Beautiful. I'm so happy. I'm so happy this is working. Next up is Whiscash. Whiscash only has 2 decent fighting, damaging moves. The most threatening of which is dampened by Intimidate. Whiscash is carrying Earthquake, and we don't want it to Earthquake our Pokemon to death, so we Intimidate it. And we pray that this doesn't crit. Doesn't matter, I guess, but... Now we start sand attacking, because who likes Whiscash? We want this Whiscash to set up 3 Amnesias. We don't care. We do not care. Whiscash feels like a Sinnoh Pokemon. I feel that. It definitely gives the vibe. Beautiful. I'm gonna use a Strength. This is a backup. It damages Whiscash just enough for our next Pokemon to do even more damage. Yeah, I was about to say, so here's the downside. Mightyena needs to die here. I really don't want it to live. That throws off the line. End of the No Energy Stardew series when? You're about to be really happy of what I'm about to tell you. It's out, brother. It's been out for like, or sister, hey, or neither, or friend. It's been out for like 2 months, I think. 2 months sounds right. 3 months? 4 months. Oh, whoops. Whiscash, buddy. I need you to pick it up. I could spare Mightyena. That puts the Pokemon that I'm swapping into, Machamp, in more danger, and Machamp absolutely cannot be put in danger. I need the free switch. I was about to say, if I get Mightyena to +6, I'm willing to negotiate. Oh, Jesus, the Oranberry. It's trying to kill, it's just missing. Brother. I'm worried that this Whiscash is going to start strut. There we go. He does want to live. Sorry, Mightyena. I thought about a world where Mightyena could live because it was our very first Pokemon, but it just threatened the run too much. I couldn't do it. I saved as many lives at the end here as I could. And now it's Machamp's time to shine. I need 3 bulk ups here. 2 bulk ups, since we did that little strength attack on Whiscash. 2 bulk ups can work if we end up taking a little more damage than I'm comfortable with here. But 3 bulk ups guarantees that we get through the rest of the team. Here's the 3rd. No hits. As long as we don't get crit Earthquake, I believe, we're fine. Beautiful. Now we kill. Now, hey, we won. Ladies and gentlemen, we just won, I believe. I don't think there's a single thing that can go wrong. Knock on wood. Tentacruel 100% of the time goes for Toxic. And it missed. Okay, that sucks, actually. Interesting. So, last Pokemon. Not last Pokemon, I lied, Ludicolo. This can go somewhat badly. Ludicolo is going to use Double Team here because it sees so little damage with all of its other attacks. It's just forced to set up. Beautiful. Got through it and won. That is the only other thing that could have gone bad, and honestly, it wasn't. We were fine. And last up is Milotic. Now, Milotic has the ability Marvel Scale, which I believe means this is a range to kill? I'm gonna Revenge to guarantee it. Whoops. That's fine. We just got poisoned, so I think Milotic dies. Even with the decreased revenge damage. Yup. That was a checkmate right there. Oh my god, I won. Oh my god, I won. So, for those who don't know, if Gyarados had managed to get a perfect, highest damage possible crit on Registeel, Registeel would have died, and that's where Relicanth would have come in to clean up the Gyarados. So if Registeel died, we didn't have a backup. We did it. Oh my god. Hey, if Drake didn't hit that Earthquake, you would have been like, this seems easy. Now there's a story. Now there's a story. I'm so glad I got to steer and win. That should have been perfect. That should have been a perfect, no-nonsense line. No one else was able to kill Gyarados in time if that had happened. Gyarados is too strong, and it had, as a reminder, set up 2 Dragon Dances. So it would have been not good. I am not doing post. Hey, heads up, never doing a post game. Let me think about post games. Heart Gold is kind of the most meaningful one, and I didn't do that one. And it doesn't matter, red's easy anyway, because you can set up on Pikachu and sweep. I'm so glad. Okay, winning this meant a lot to me because my last 2 Nuzlockes weren't streamed. And so, like, while I was completing the Heart Gold one, I was like, are people going to think I'm a fraud because it wasn't live streamed? And because theoretically, if something died, I could reset. And I'm so glad that this managed to get through, in spite of everything. What a team, by the way. Jesus, how many people have finished a Nuzlocke with Relicanth? Everyone was integral. Or integral. 22 hours and 53 minutes. That's quick. How long is this stream so far? 2 hours? That's so quick. That's so much quicker than I thought it was going to be. Oh my god, we get to see everyone I caught. There's gonna be a couple that aren't gray. Yeah, Mudkip. Ugh. Yeah, unfortunately Barboach was never in contention to even come into the Elite Four. There was no way. It doesn't do anything that Relicanth or Registeel couldn't do, or Machamp. Volbeat, I could have brought in, I believe Volbeat could have potentially swept could have swept Sydney. It could have had use against Wallace in a couple spots, but I wasn't able to give up any of my Pokemon. By the time I was like, I need a little extra help with Wallace. Everyone else was already important, so this had to be the team. Oh, I'd love to do another ColorLocke. I think this Nuzlocke challenge has the most potential, because there's 10 different colors in every game. There's so much you can do with that. Oh yeah, this will be VODed, don't worry about it. I've got the VODs going on to the second channel. Coda. Coda Corgi. 252? You're zooming. What's up? Yo, welcome. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, but we just won. Got rated by a big streamer. Okay. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Tango Tack. Oh, is that a Minecraft streamer? I think. The name's familiar for sure. He is? Okay, clocked it. I feel relevant. So yeah, this was a gray only Nuzlocke, and I beat it. If I can recommend anything, watch back through this Elite Four if you want to. I had to cook up some lines. I had to steer a lot. It was rough. The final team was Relicanth, who actually died during Drake. Only Pokemon that died before the champion. Registeel, Mightyena. I can just show y'all.